This tutorial is going to look at how we can use a timeline. Now, we haven't used timelines yet, and the way you add a timeline is either by using this one up here or right clicking and doing add timeline. Timeline is very similar to an alarm, except you can choose multiple points in time rather than just setting an alarm that goes off at a certain time just once. A timeline, you can pick out different moments in time. Now, if we add ourselves a timeline, you can see that it looks quite familiar to what we're used to with our objects. Now we obviously need to name our timeline, so we could call it our timeline. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the score go up. Every, say, 10 seconds you withstand not getting attacked by the enemy. So the object of the game is to last as long as you can, as well as getting as many points as you can. But the longer you last, the more points you get, and that's not including collecting objects. So the way it works is we'll just call it timeline score, and we can add a moment in time. So let's say if our 30 steps is roughly a second, every 120 steps we're going to do an action where our new score goes up by 20 points, and we click relative. Now at step 120, from 0 when the game starts, it goes up 20. So what we can do is then add another step in, and just instead of the step after, just double it, so 240. Or at a next step, step 480. And we also need to add one in, I missed one, for 360. And so we add that in, and as you can see we've got those different steps. Now the first one, we just need to Control C or copy it and paste it in, so that after every 120 steps our score jumps up by 20, and click OK. The next thing we then need to do is, because we've got our timeline score that goes up by 20 points every few seconds, is we need to create an object for it. So we create a new object. We can just call it score timeline, and we know that that's going to be our score timeline. And so what we do is we still do a create event. We need to find the timeline, and we need to drag it across, and we set a timeline. Now we've already made our timeline, so we write timeline score and we put it at position 0. And so we have no sprite for our new object, which is our timeline, and then we just have to go into our room, as you can see here, and we need to enter our timeline into our room. So we put score timeline in to help activate that. And so then all we need to do is we press play to see if it works. So hopefully now every couple of seconds our score will go up by 20 points. And as well as that, every time we get our diamonds we should get another 10 points. So let's have a look. See, our score's gone up by 20, and then we just got another 10. And then it went up by another 20, just got another 10, and it should go up, yes, by another 20, and another 10, and then another 20. So the idea with the timeline is you can set different moments in time and have certain things happen. Now we just set it for the score, but perhaps you could try and do one where a new life pops up at a certain moment in your timeline, or some sort of bonus comes up. It's pretty much just an alternative to using an alarm system. So now what we're going to do is just quickly add in a timeline where we can perhaps make this heart, which is like an extra life, appear. Now, so what we need to do is go to new timeline, just type in timeline life, and put in a moment in time. So let's say after 250 steps, we want an object to appear. So we go to main one, can create an instance of the object, and the object is the object heart. Now we're going to put it roughly in the dead center of the screen, which is about 300 pixels in and 300 pixels down. And so we click OK. We then need to create a new object, and we need to do a create event so we can put our timeline in. So we then create our timeline, we give our timeline life position 0. And so then all that's left, besides naming it, object give life, we then all we have to do is put it into the room. So we then go into our room, we choose our object give life, tick the green tick, and we just press play. And so hopefully after every couple of seconds our score is going to go up by 20 points, and as well as that, after 200 counts there's going to be a heart that should pop up in the middle of the screen. So let's see if it works. And there we go. There's our heart, so you could collect that and it will give you an extra life. Haven't set it up for that. So that's the end of this tutorial, but just remember how you can use timelines as well as alarms in your game.